to a brand new episode here on Britain's Farm. So what are we going to be doing today? Well, today we're going to be rolling the field that we drilled in the last episode. And I think you'll all agree it's definitely riveting stuff. So we've got this one to do. We've still got 2 fields down here to drill. No, 3 fields, beg your pardon. But yeah, as I say, I thought what we'd do today is we'd get the excuse me, we'd get the rolling done, because on this farm, on Richard's farm, I do have a nasty habit of forgetting work. I mean, I think was it last winter or the winter before, got to like sort of October and realised I'd forgotten to harvest his millets. I do have a bit of a habit of forgetting work down here. But yeah, never mind. It's a case of we'll just crack on and we'll just get done. As I say, we've got this field to roll, and then we've got let's say 3 fields down here to drill. We've got the one next door, which you'll see when we get round there, and then the field in front of us, go left, and then it's the field in front of that to drill. That was the one that we sort of ploughed / cultivated in the last episode, I think that was as well. Did quite a bit in the last episode, to be fair, because I was watching it back the other day. And yeah, we did quite a bit, to be fair, so I was, sort of quite happy about that. It's always good when we get work done. I mean, people like the Chatty videos, but at the same time we have to kind of try and mix them with some episodes where we actually get on with the work a little bit, but and we actually do more than sort of one job per episode. But yeah, as I say, I like the Chatty videos too. So as I've always said, to me, it's important that you guys get to know me, and that there is this kind of rapport between us. You don't necessarily, it's the same with everything in life. Not everyone's going to like me, or is going to, sort of like the way I sound, or like the sort of different way that I'd sort of do it, because obviously I watch other YouTubers playing the game, and people like Scroft and that, with the Farmhand series. Absolutely love that series. It's absolutely brilliant. Anyone that hasn't checked it out, go check it out. Yes, you've got a lot of videos to catch up on, because I think he's getting near to the 200 mark now on that series alone. But honestly, like, that series is absolutely fantastic. So go check it out. I mean, it's a brilliant channel anyway. So, but that series is really something else. And I can only, as a creator, I can only begin to imagine the amount of sort of time that it takes. Bloody pedals! The amount of time that it takes to make those videos must be immense. But excuse me. So yeah, but I sort of watch them videos and what have you, and yeah, it's and I watch other big YouTubers as well. I can't name them all, obviously, because I'd forget people, but yeah, I watch them, and it is very apparent, in watching them, in sort of watching their style, watching their videos, that I do things very differently to everyone else. And is that why I struggle for views? Is it just because I'm still a relatively new channel? Who knows? I sort of say at the end of most video, or some videos, that there are people in my sort of immediate circle, not necessarily people that I now see that much, only occasionally, but that kind of sort of said, look, don't waste your time. You're not going to be nothing. You're not going to do nothing. And excuse me, I'm on 470 something subscribers now. Which from February is pretty good. I feel, and I feel like I've achieved an enormous amount because not only yes do I do YouTube videos, but speaking in public, which is something that I've always found sort of quite difficult to do. Talking to strangers, which is something that I find incredibly difficult to do, and I've sort of managed it in these videos and conquered little hurdles along the way, and I bumped into one of those people a day or two ago, and they sort of said, look, I don't know why you're still doing it, and I was like, well, why? Because I'm getting subscribers, people are commenting and saying, they love the videos and this, that, and everything else. I don't really get where you're coming from. And they was like, yeah, but you're only getting sort of, if you're lucky, you're getting 60 views per video, and and they were sort of kind of implying without directly saying, to everyone on YouTube, you're looking an idiot. And I said, well, that's okay, because to everyone on YouTube, I'm not an idiot, because only 60 people are viewing my video, so I'm only an idiot to 60 people. I said, so therefore I haven't got to worry about like the fact that I'm an idiot to the whole of YouTube. I said, because the whole of YouTube isn't looking at me. I sort of came back with that, but I said to them, like, at the end of the day, I said, whether anyone watches my videos or not, yeah, obviously, if a video, like I've got a couple of videos that did over 2,000 views, and honestly, like, it's an incredible feeling. But ultimately, I don't do YouTube for the views. I don't really do it for the subscribers. The subscribers are nice because the subscribers are telling me I'm doing a good job. I'm doing the right thing. So whilst I'm not doing it specifically for the subscribers when they come, and I'm tending to find now they come in sort of little mini spurts. So I'll get like one, and then I'll get 3, 4, 5, 6, straight after, and then there'll be nothing again for a little while, and then there'll be a little spurt again. And yeah, like, I kind of like, as I say, I don't really do it for the views. I don't really do it for the subscribers as such. I don't make a video thinking, oh, that's going to get me 10 subscribers, or that's going to, do you know what I mean? Like, I make a video because I think, A, it's interesting, B, I enjoy doing it. The thing is, I went from a job where I was working, in the summer months, I was working sort of 15 to 18 hours a day. Every day I knew what I was doing. I knew what was expected of me. I had, something in my mind that I, had to sort of, if you like, I had a direction in life, and then had to give all that up, as and and I've told the story, and so we're not going to go into that part today, but for many years after that, it was always a case of, yeah, I'd love to do YouTube, and people sort of saying, oh, I wouldn't bother if I was you, you don't, you know, you don't even know how to bloody, turn on a phone, or, you haven't got an iPhone, or this, that, and everything else, how the hell are you going to manage to figure out how to, edit videos and be interesting enough, because you're not really that interesting, and so for years and years and years I didn't do it. I just sort of kind of went along with these people, and I don't know, like sort of back then, and we're only talking like really a year ago, up to a year ago, up until February anyway. My life had no direction. It had no real purpose. It had, I would wake up in the morning, and like literally the first thought of the morning would be, the hell am I going to do today to try and pass the time? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, what am I going to do? And I don't like, I'm not a huge fan of TV. I've got to be honest. I can watch a little bit of sport on it. I can manage that. That's fine. But I'm not really. Oh, and I do have a guilty pleasure on TV. Yes, ITV3. Vera. I absolutely love Vera. Oh, she she is the most adorable woman ever, and honestly, like, the program is so funny it isn't true. I mean, it's meant to be a serious program, but just the way she acts in that program kind of makes it really, really funny. And I got to admit, I do like to sit in the evenings, and for an hour and a half, I think it's on for, sit and watch that. I honestly, or 2 hours, I think it's on for actually. Um, yeah, that is my guilty pleasure, where I do just, stop the farming sim, stop everything, lay on the settee and watch Vera. But other than that, I'm not into TV, so I don't sit and watch TV all day, and sort of stuff like that, and sort of don't really have the energy or or whatever to do jobs around the house or whatever. The problem is and my ex, her garden, she wanted her garden doing, and I was kind of looking at that every day thinking I could do that garden. The biggest problem I've got with doing the garden is I'm going to start it now. That's probably going to take me nigh on, getting on for like 2 or 3 years before I get that finished, and she kind of wants it done last week. Do you know what I mean? And so I'd sort of never attempted it because there was sort of little point. And so, yeah, I used to wake up, and it used to be a struggle to to fill the day with things, to do. I mean, like I say, one of the ways I used to fill the day was I used to write, and write my stories, and what have you. And since I've done YouTube, I've not really done that anymore. I don't really have the time, and that's what YouTube has done for me. YouTube has given me a purpose. YouTube means that I now lay in bed at nights thinking, right, what do I need to get done tomorrow? What episode are we recording? What's going to happen in that episode? Is it a chatty episode? If it is, what we're going to talk about? Do you know what I mean? Like, and so it gives me a purpose. And then when I get up in the morning, I get up, have a cup of tea, I watch a little bit of YouTube, or I load in the game that I'm going to be doing and make sure that the game is ready, prepped and ready to be recorded and what have you. And and it gives 8:30, well, 8 o'clock, go off and have my breakfast. Usually about 8:15 actually. So 8:15, go off and have my breakfast. By 8:30, I've had my breakfast, I've cleaned my teeth, I've had a wash, I'm sat in my computer chair, and from 8:30 till 5, all I'm doing is recording. If I'm not recording, I'm editing. And if I'm not doing either recording or editing, what I'm doing is thinking, right, tomorrow I'm going to be recording, say, the farm manager. Right, that takes actually, nearly 2 days to record. Let's start getting it ready. Let's start preparing it, and all of the non-speaky bits, let's get recording them already so that we're a little way in front, or, let's get it prepared. I mean, Sunnyside Up Farms is a great example of that, of where, sorry, not Sunnyside, Carmelan's farm is, a great example of that, where I do spend a lot of time getting those episodes ready, because, and what I like about those episodes is there's rules to those episodes. So or there's rules to that, like, sort of that sort of game, if you like, set out by someone else. I forget who it was now, but they set the rules out, and I like the fact that I can't just sit and go, oh, I'll just do that, because it doesn't work. It's got to fit within the rules. It's like on that save game, I am absolutely bloody desperate to do cotton, but while it's not in the rules for me not being allowed to do cotton, what is in the rules is that I'm not allowed to use any machine over 200 horsepower, and the problem is that cotton harvesters are like, sort of 500-600 horsepower. And I've sort of searched around the internet for an old cotton harvester, sort of doing it the old-fashioned way, because before you had the modern John Deere and the modern case and that, sort of the game's got, there had to be a much less powerful way of doing cotton, but I can't find anything, and it's such a shame. And yeah, I've had one or two people kind of say to me, well, hire it, you're not breaking no rules then. It's like, well, I am, because I'm using something on a field that's got more than 200 horsepower. In a way, I sort of haven't broken the rule, because I've now got a lorry to take all of the productions um, to town to sell. But kind of, and a few people agreed that isn't helping me farm. That's just kind of in a way cutting down, the travelling time and the amount of time in an episode that I'm spending going backwards and forwards from town to the farm. And so, whilst it is over 200 horsepower, it's not helping me to produce anything in a faster way. As I say, that because because I'm doing YouTube videos, I have to balance between, I don't want a whole episode of me with one of my tractors and a flatbed trailer going to and from, town, selling, sort of 150 pallets, whereas the lorry that I've got, the trailer that goes on the back of the lorry, I can probably do 150 pallets in 2 runs. And so therefore, it helps the videos. It helps me to get more variety in my video, rather than just one job. And so, that's kind of why I did it. But yeah, cotton, I just can't bring myself to. I mean, no one else is now, as far as I can tell. I sort of keep looking, and I haven't been able to find any new episodes from anyone else in the last sort of couple of weeks. So as far as I know, no one else is still doing it. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying the fact that it's taken me nigh on 7 years to get where we are. That for 7 years we've kind of struggled, and sort of done everything that we've needed to do to get where we are. And for me, the save is just starting to pick up. So yeah, it's good, and like I say, I'm really enjoying the episode, or the episodes. And I really enjoy recording them, and I look forward to recording them. The farm manager, I like that. I look forward to it. But as I've said, it does take quite a long time to record, and with that series, very conscious that I want to do it in a certain way. I'm very conscious that I want to do it in a sort of bloggy type way, and that can be very difficult, because I've not been in real farming for getting 8 years. So my little boy's 8. It was about 8 years ago that I stopped farming, sort of full time, properly, like for good. And yeah, because I'm sort of out of the game, if you like. A lot of times when I go to explain something, or whatever, or like when we're doing varieties, well, because the one thing that I find I have sort of forgotten is I've forgotten varieties of crops, and I've forgotten the sprays that we used, and when we used them, and for what we used them for. So I'm very conscious when I'm doing, that I have to do quite a bit of research, and sort of go off and ask Ray, or go off and sort of ask another farmer and say, I want to do this, but I can't remember what we use, and and they sort of laugh and say, James, you did it every day of your bloody life for however many years. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I've forgotten now. So and also as well in terms of like spraying and as well, for seeding. But in terms of spraying, I've I've kind of forgotten the literage that we used to put on, per hectare and what have you. So I do enjoy it. It's again, I've not seen nothing like it on. The only thing that really comes close to it, as far as I've seen, is Scruff's the farmhand. That's sort of along a similar sort of line, and but I've not really sort of seen anything else where that's being done. And I mentioned, or I may have mentioned, it just depends on. I'm sure I did mention it in one of the episodes, but it depends what order these episodes go out in, as to whether you've heard it or not. So I will briefly repeat it in this one, just in case this one ends up going out first. But yeah, so with the farm manager, I'm looking to push that series and do new things that have not been done before in Farming Simulator, in videos and stuff like that. And over the last couple of days, I've been talking with some people. They'll obviously know who they are, and I've been talking with some people, and it's looking good as long as I can work out how to do it. And I think I've come up with a way of doing it. Whether that's going to work or not, I don't know. But yeah, doing something that's never been done in Farming Simulator before, or as far as I know. And like I say, I do watch hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Farming Simulator channels. Firstly, years ago, or up until I started doing YouTube videos, I was watching them because I enjoyed them. Now I watch them because it's a bit. So when I was writing, and I used, and I was like the University of Norwich. On the first day that the tutor kind of, sort of took class, if you like. The first thing that sort of he said to us was, what do you do to make your writing better? And I was the only one in the class that put, that when he asked, and I went, I just practice. And everyone else went, I read. Now, obviously, I can read. I just find it a bit boring. And and as the course went on, he used to say to me, the reason why sometimes you struggle with things, or you sort of not sure how to do something, or you can't quite get the tone right, or whatever, is because you don't read other people doing it. If you were to read, you would see other people doing it, and you would get some sort of idea of A, what gets published, B, what's acceptable, and and you would be able then to implement that in your writing. And of course, since I've started doing YouTube videos, I watch them now because yes, I still enjoy them, and I enjoy listening to the people talking and what have you. So yeah, I do enjoy them, but I watch them. Now also as well is, okay, what are they doing? Why are they doing that? How are they doing that? What sort of thing could I do that's not copying, but can I take that further? Can I take that to another level? Can I take that in a different direction? And as I say, with with the Farm Manager series, I've come up with something that, as I say, as far as I know and as far as I can tell, and I have, sort of been this last sort of few days trawling, literally every farming sim video I can find, and watching hours upon hours upon hours, to the point where I've not been going to bed until about 4 in the morning. Trying to find YouTubers that may have, farming sim YouTubers that may have done this, or whatever. And as I say, I can't find anyone. But as I say, I don't want to say too much at the moment, just because I sort of don't want to jeopardize it or anything like that, but at the same time, like, I'm, very, very excited that this may become a thing and may become a reality. And yeah, stay tuned to the Farm Manager, because, as I say, something very good is hopefully coming to it. It will only be for the one episode, so it won't be a continual thing. Well, at least at this stage, it won't be a continual thing. Who knows? If things go well and everyone enjoys doing what we're hoping to do, then who knows? Maybe we can incorporate it in, sporadically through the series. I don't know. That's kind of me thinking out loud. That's certainly not in my forethoughts at the moment, but who knows? You never can tell. And as I say, the people that I've been talking to have been like, we would love to do it, but how the hell are you gonna, do that? And it's a case of, well, I don't know. I didn't think I'd get past asking the question. But now that I have got past that stage, now I've got to come up with a way of doing it. And so that's what we're sort of, what I'm hopefully going to do. As I say, I'm hopefully going to get to the point where that we're no longer just asking questions, we're actually doing. Yeah, as I say, just stay tuned to that, because as I say, it's something that's going to be unique, and I might find that when I do it, it doesn't work. That's the other thing. Maybe it hasn't been done before because it doesn't work, and people have tried and gone, "No, you can't do it," or "Nah, it doesn't sound right," or "It doesn't this," or "It doesn't," I don't know, but all I do know is I'm very keen to do it. The other party seem very keen to do it, and we're just gonna have a go. Like, why not? At the end of the day, if we do it, the episode will go out. Obviously, I won't get the thing done and then sort of think, nah, I'm not going to bother with it. Because the people involved are taking time out of their lives, very busy lives, to help me do what they're doing, and and as I say, it's very much appreciated. So the episode will go out. It's just whether it gets well received, whether it works, whatever. I'm fairly certain it will. I've kind of, in the last sort of day or so, I've run little mock videos just to see how does that look, and yeah, at the moment it's looking good. So it's as I say, it's a case of just over now, probably the beginning of this week that's already going. I probably will have already sort of spoken to them or whatever, and hopefully we'll be well on the way. And within the next sort of 2, maybe 3 episodes of the Farm Manager, the episode will go out, and people and you guys will see what I've been sort of planning and what I've been doing, and hopefully it'll be very good. And the whole thing has been sort of put together to fit where Homeworld Farm is. The people involved are not a million miles away from Homeworld. So hopefully, as I say, if we can sort of get it together and do whatever, that will be really good. But yeah, as I say, I'm so desperate to tell everyone, like, to tell you guys, but I'll just, at the moment, this moment in time, I've got to kind of keep it under wraps, because provisionally they've kind of agreed, which I'm absolutely so grateful for. But I don't want to say too much, because as I say, I don't want to be counting my chickens before they hatch, basically. But I do I sort of kind of felt the need to kind of, and sort of other people agreed and said, well, you're going to have to kind of sort of mention it so that people sort of know, and that, you know, and also as well, anyone that has not watched that series will, you know, sort of start, you know, sort of tuning in. Okay, what's he gonna do? You know, so you know, that's kind of why I'm mentioning it, is to get into sort of all of your guys' brains that, you know, something you know, very exciting is coming to that series. As I say, it's a one-off episode, but who knows for the future. But for now, it's going to be a one-off episode, and hopefully, as I say, it will work very well. You know, like I say, I see no reason why not. But yeah, but yeah, that's nearly got this this field rolled. Very good. You've been again not too sure on the order that this goes out with next week. Although as this goes out, it will be this week for you, but it's Saturday today when I record it, so this will go out either, well, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Oh no, Monday or Tuesday. Sorry, because Wednesday is what do I call that series? Glengarry. The contract. I tell you, the amount of times I have to restart the beginning of a video because I go, hello everybody and welcome to 1950s Farm, which we're not on at all, we're on Carmlands. And so the amount of times I have to restart videos because they sort of like, you know, automatically say, oh, welcome to Britain's Farm. No, this is the farm manager, darn it. You know, or this is Sunnyside, or, you know, or whatever. Like, you know, I tend to find that if I sort of do, so I try to record at least 2 videos every day, and if I record 2 videos but they're not the same episode, which most of the time they're not. Now, the Carmland ones, they do tend to be Carmlands. I record 2 in one day, and just go all the way through the day, sort of thing. Like, you know, so Carmlands, and that's that out the way then, because they go out sort of Thursday and Friday. So, you know, it makes sense to record them together, so that so that they can be recorded and what have you. You know, and uploaded at the same time. So it's kind of, it makes sense to do that sort of thing. But some, you know, most of the time I do like a Britons, then I go to 1950s. From 1950s, you know, if there's time in the day, I'll then go to Glengarry. You know, from Glengarry, I'm probably going to you know, the farm manager. From the farm manager, you know, or from Carmlands, I go to the farm manager, or Sunnyside Up. And the amount of times, as I say, I sort of go, hello everybody and welcome to 1950s Farm, which we're not on. It's currently Carmlands, or it's currently Britain's, or whatever. So yeah, I have to restart the video. But anyway, as I always say at the end of a Chatty video, if there's anyone still watching or listening, thanks ever so much, and you've done well. You deserve a medal. But I'm going to leave this episode here, and next episode we're going to get this drilled. It'll go back to a normal episode next time, and we'll get this drilled, we'll get that drilled, and you know, hopefully we'll get them rolled as well, and then we'll be back to our farm. We've got, I think, one more field to drill at our farm, and then we're going to be on to grass. So yeah, it's busy time, and then we'll be on to spraying and then fertilizing, and you know, and before we know it, we'll be harvesting these fields again, and that'll be another year gone. So yeah, it's going well. But if you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help, and also share the videos wherever you want to share the videos. That also helps massively too. And all that's left for me to say is thanks ever so much for joining me in this episode. I've really enjoyed having your company, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.